What's up everybody? Tommy here, Math Productions, and in this video I'm going to present why in my opinion Bethesda should absolutely be paying a ghost. Right? Not just any ghost, a familiar ghost, Ghost Rider 231. I'm going to talk about at length something that I touched on in a recent video, right? It was our top 10, my personal top 10 favorite, most immersive type mods, right? And Xeno was on that list, and I touched on the reason that I want to expand on in this video, right? But I also want to acknowledge, while I'm showing off the mods that I am going to talk about here, while I'm showing them off on screen, I want to talk about and acknowledge, at least for a moment, the mods from Ghost Rider 231 that I'm not going to show on this screen, right? Because this creation page portfolio of Ghost Rider is fantastic. It's incredible and it's diverse, right? It's not just about Xeno, whether we're talking about the Acts of Friends, which I probably should have put in this load order for this video, to be fair. I thought about that when I was recording the gameplay footage. I was like, dang it. But anyway, but the Acts of Friends, the multi-tool axe, the item locator, the underwater diving, and so many more, right? Ghost does a ton of work for this game and has put in a lot of work for this game that absolutely improves this game, right? Should you download those utility mods. But what we're talking about right here, obviously, specifically, is the Xeno collection. And on screen, you're getting to the part now where, as well, the Hallowed Devils collection is what we're going to have to start calling it soon enough, right? To mention those three, the Ironside Intergalactic supply crate, we're going to show that off on screen by my friend Thorjan Ironside. Also one of the homies, X2357, and their content creator appreciation hat skins. If you're gonna rock with the Hallowed Devils, if you really want to be about that Xeno lifestyle, go ahead and grab the content creator appreciation hat skins. Make you a few Ghost Rider 231 hats, right? With the logo of the Hallowed Devils there on it. Go ahead and put that on your characters and your NPCs. But then also, homie Sly So Savage and their New Game Plus starter crate. Obviously mentioning in there the Hallowed Devils, Ghost Rider, and fellow Xeno right? But again, this video is mainly to talk about one specific aspect, really, when we're talking about the proper Xeno set, right? And that's going to include the base mod itself, Xeno, the Shattered Space DLC, support add-on for it, and then if you saw on that load order, that little brief load order we had quest mods such as At Hell's Gate and Cryomancer, and I think there's another one I'm not remembering right now. You guys know that my brain sucks and I just be, you know what I'm saying, pressing record and going, but there's other ones anyway. The whole point is there's creature patches, so that way you can use the Xeno mechanics with the creatures added in by those mods, right? Plus then also now add-on mods like you're seeing on screen, where you can purchase the needed items for the main Xeno gameplay mechanics. You can purchase those needed items at a Trade Authority kiosk, and hopefully soon enough we're going to run into the Xeno Ambassador, which is another add-on mod which gives you a NPC in-game that not only can give you lore, point you to directions where good Xenos can be found. We'll show at the end of the video, they'll comment on your specific Xeno, and they have a full vendor list, right? It matches similarly to the Trade Authority in the sense that it sells Xeno items, right? So yes, the Xeno Ambassador is Tommy. Shameless plug for sure. Tommy is in me, right? It's definitely me. I don't have any of the gameplay voice going, but if you're hearing me talk right now, know that the NPC on screen that we're talking to and interacting with is voiced, and it sounds just like this one right here, right? And when I talked about like the unique Xeno reactions, there are so many. It feels like there's 100 at least, if not more. We recently added in a ton of random dialogues for if you're out in combat or catching Xenos. I mentioned that Acts of Friends, right? So the Xeno Ambassador by default is just a roaming vendor, if you will, right? You can find them at New Atlantis, Neon, Aquila City, but otherwise they're just roaming and they sell stuff to you and talk to you. With the Acts of Friends, you flap them in the head Now you have the Xeno ambassador with their trusty companion Clyde following you around out in the field, and your own personal Xenomaster vendor right there at your side with some starborn powers, a Kadoma, and a super gnarly Clyde the Toad face, you know what I'm saying? But why do I care so much about Xenomaster? Well before the ambassador, right? Well before. So, in my opinion, what is Starfield about, right? Like, why play the game? What is the purpose? Developers' intention. Like, I can't put myself in their shoes. I wasn't in those rooms. I don't know what they discussed. I don't have any contacts in the industry whatsoever. It made me chuckle. There was a comment on a video a while back where somebody was like, do I know anything about what's going on in any sort of way? No, Brian, just like y'all watching this. You know what I'm saying? I have no idea. But if I was trying to think like them, right? What would I want the game? So I know that the shipbuilding is big. Shipbuilding is big for sure, but that's going to be niche. The story side, right? The quest side, the RPG part of it, right? That's definitely going to be a big primary for sure, but it's finite, right? Like once you complete the quest, once you complete the mission, then what, right? So what comes after that? Outpost building. Not very robust at the moment, and I'm not at all talking about any of the Xenomaster stuff when it comes to outposting at all. I'm talking about general gameplay, the general player that just picks up the game through Gamepass, their friend, whatever, pick up the sticks for the first time and they're exploring. What would they want to do, right, with the game set up the way that this game is? And the only thing I can come up to as the easiest answer is exploration, right? It has been spelled out a bunch. I know that this isn't revelatory information, but they want you to explore in this game, right? There's over 1,000 planets and moons that you can land on, hundreds of different species of flora and fauna that you can discover, but by base, default vanilla game, all you can do with those is scan them or fight them. You either can unlock the ability to harvest resources of theirs at your outpost, or you can gain XP towards the next level. But that's really it, right? There's no way to pick up a creature and carry it on in your adventures, or develop a bond with it, or raise it to be a fighter. There's no aspects like that in the base game, right? There's no actual connectivity with the various life forms in the game. There's no real incentive. Once you've seen one, you've seen them all. You're just pulling up your scanner, pressing A on Xbox, moving on to the next, maybe stopping to get the XP before you move on to the next, but that's literally it, right? What Xenomaster does is introduces an entire, fully fleshed out, entirely robust and contained gameplay mechanic that fits within all established lore of the game. It breaks nothing. It in no way tarnishes any sort of immersion or any aspects of that whatsoever. It seamlessly fits into the game. It allows you an incentive to go out, explore, find new, find weird, find different, find unique, capture them, right? Which sounds harsh, but capture them, turning them into a friendly companion that, like you're going to see briefly, just briefly on screen, you can name them all individually. There's hundreds of name options available. You can feed them regular food to make sure their hunger is maintained. You can feed them treats to make sure that they're friendly with you and happy with you. You can give them specific treats, so that way you can give them specific combat abilities when they're helping you in the field. There are abilities within the Xeno box, which is your management system for all your different Xenos, right? To be able to increase or decrease their size, to be able to change the colors and the whole color scheme of the entire Xeno, right? We're going to end off by going back to the well. The Xeno ambassador is still there. I'm just going to show it on screen, but he'll have a unique reaction now that we have a coral bug with us. And again, every time that you interact with the Xeno ambassador, if you have a different Xeno with you, it'll be a different interaction every single time to start out with, at least. So again, Xenomaster does what the game wants the player to do, and it does it by introducing a mechanic that is otherwise absolutely not in the game. And in my opinion, this is the only mod and group of mods that can stand on that statement, that they introduce completely by their own doing an entire mechanic that is otherwise completely void from the game, and it doesn't distract from the game. In fact, it actually lines up perfectly with the original intention of the game. But that's my argument. Let me know in the comments what you think. Take care till next time.